The app that we have developed so far does not feel like a real app because you are not able to create new tasks, you're not able to delete old tasks, right? You will have a set of pre-created tasks, which is not what a user would want. So in this lesson, we are going to add in the function to create a new task, like here, and you can also delete them either by using swipe gesture or by tapping on the edit. So in order for me to create new tasks, the first thing I need to do is to add the functions to create new tasks inside the task model. So here you have a static function, new default task. Okay, so in order, if I call up this new default task, I need to input an integer, which will be created from the content view. So when I create a task, I will need to set some default values, like the title will be a new task with a number, and this number corresponds to the number inputs into the function. And then I have category, personal will be the default, and I will set a default due date, which is the current date plus 1. Okay, and the status will be false. Okay, so let's go back to the content view to make further changes. Okay, so I want to have the edit button on the top left corner here, and the adding task, new task on the top right corner. So to do that, I need to put in the modifiers, okay, to the list. Okay, so what this block of code does is to put in the edit button on the top bar leading position, which is the left, and then there will be another button, okay, to add task by using this plus image on the trailing portion, which is the top right corner. Okay, of course we have this error message because we have not declared any add task function. So I'm going to create this function now. Okay, so this function has to be created outside the body of the content view. Right, the error message disappear. But I also want to have the delete function. So this is the delete function. You can see that for the add task, I will create a new constant called new task, and then this will create a new task, assign this to this constant, and then this new task will be added or appended into the task array. Okay, we're using this with animation to improve the user experience. The delete task function, okay, you need to provide an index set. Okay, the index set will allows you to, or the code to identify which particular element in the array to delete. Okay, and then you will call up this function, okay, of an array to remove the particular element within that task array. Okay, so add task is called in this part of the code here, right, under this toolbar button on the top right corner, which is this part here. And the delete function, okay, where should I call it within the body? So if you think about that, the delete function, okay, have to know which particular row that you are deleting. So the best place for it to be called upon would be the for each function, because for each is the part where individual rows are being created. So to add a deleting function is very easy. I just have to call this on delete perform delete task. Okay, so now if I click edit, you can see that the deleting function appears. I can also use a swipe gesture. Okay, that's it. Alright, so that's all for lesson 7.